Hello, everybody. I'm Catherine Buffy, and this is Stories from the Stage. A short video series that takes a peek behind the scenes at Redlands Footlighters Theatre to learn more about our history and the people who make theatre magic in the Inland Empire. So shifting a little bit to think about the challenges and benefits inherent in directing at Footlighters.
Mm-hmm.
Footlighters, as many folks know who are familiar with our theater, is an alley theater, an alley stage in which the audience sits on either side of a center. So it's not quite in the round, it's, two sides
Right.
of it. And so that can present particular challenges. So as a performer, but more particularly as a director, what do you keep in mind when you approach a show at Footlighters? What kinds of things are you looking to watch out for? What do you think is the secret to directing on stage?
It's a unique stage, and it's natural because we don't have to do much cheating out. So we kind of get the corners, and it's a much more natural feel, I believe, than a lot of other shows where you have to really be aware of all that. But then you don't want the tennis court effect either, because you can't just stay in profile back and forth. I make a point to definitely move around a lot in the theater when I'm directing, and I'll try to sit everywhere I possibly can. Hopefully, I shake it up to see everything from all the different angles, but sometimes the complaints are, well, you can tell where the director sat because everything's on the B side or the A side. So there's a challenge there. The other challenge with Footlighters is, you don't have a set right looking at it. So you're direct looking at the actors, but the back set is the audience on the other side. So to try to erase that it's so important to be able to bring that sense of intimacy in to where you don't pay attention to that, because you can get distracted. It's just like pulling focus. If you're an actor on stage and you're doing something, next thing you know, you're looking up and you're watching people across. So that's a challenge that I'm always trying to at least stay aware of, to be able to keep, kind of erase that for the audience and just let them focus right here, right now, on what's going on.
And this is a little bit of a segue, and so I want to hear your opinion on this. So in times of crisis, often folks narrow in on things that are essential, things that really, really matter, and everything else falls away. So what do you think the arts, or theater in particular, can bring in a time of not just national, but international crisis? What do you think the contribution is from the arts, or what could it be?
Wow. For theater, for me, it's always to be able not just to entertain, but to go in and see a slice of life. And, I always go into every kind of production thinking, well, if the playwright would happen to come by, would they be happy with that production? Would they be happy with this production? Whether it be, whether they be dead or alive. Because if we can change the molecules, if we come in and people come in from the theater on a Friday night after working and coming in, and sometimes they're not even wanting to come, they've got season tickets, they're here. But if we can just take them out of that space for 2 hours and maybe even change a perspective or change the molecules somehow, we've done our job. Just to be able to watch and see the talent is just, I have, such admiration for the talent that I see on stage, both professionally and out here in the Inland Empire. There's some amazing talent.
Interesting. You've given us a lot to think about. So I'm grateful to you. Of course,
Thank you, my dear.
To say no, since I'm just right here asking you to do this, it would be tricky for you to be.
But you're staying, completely.
I'm too busy. I can't do it. So to round out this interview, James Lipton was host of Inside the Actors Studio.
Right.
And he's an interview extraordinaire. And he ended each interview with performers and directors with a set of questions. So in homage to James, who passed away on March 2nd.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. As I was looking this up, I realized he had just passed. 93. So a rich, long life. So in his honor, I've crafted a set of questions.
Oh boy. Okay.
And I toned it down a little bit. Some of his questions we can't do for family theater. So the first is, what is your favorite musical? Your favorite musical show?
Well, the first thought would be Les Mis, of course. Les Mis would be my first. Yeah. It's just so powerful. But there's others. I love musicals. And I did quite a few of them, believe it or not. And I'm a non-singer, so I was usually either the non-singing guy, which is horrible in a musical, the captain of the Inquisition or the constable, but so I was always, like, oh, everybody's out there dancing and singing. And when I got out of the service, actually, which was, many years ago, I saw Hair on a stage, and I was blown away. It's like one of those things going, as a kid, I saw a play and I go, I want to do this. This is something I want to do. Well, I never did it in high school. And I never, it took a while before a friend pushed me into the whole thing. So Hair was the one I go, I gotta do this. I have to, this is one of those things I just need to do.
Well, those are two of your favorites. What is your least favorite?
You're probably gonna be like, what? Wicked.
Okay. Yes.
I'm going, yeah. It just,
okay.
You get it, yeah.
I accept that.
God.
So what's a show that you directed or acted in that you wish you could produce again?
Oh, well, I guess we'll be doing that. I directed 6 dance lessons before, and I think it was a good match for Footlighters, so I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you. So what is a skill or a hobby that people might be surprised to know that you have?
I just had a flashback. There was one when I was, speaking of getting out of the service, after I got back from overseas, I ended up on the USS Kennedy, which was just being commissioned. And I was the seagoing bellhop, spit and polish, and I was on the rifle drill team where everybody were flipping rifles and going back. And it was one of those synchronized inspection arms thing that we went all over the world with. So whenever we go into port, we would be the guys, doing all that. I have not one second of film clip on any of that, or even a couple of pictures. But yeah, that was like a part of my life. I go, I can't believe we had the guts to do some of this stuff, because I was flipping rifles underneath the one guy, like 2 guys down. He catch it and I catch his going over. It was crazy. We broke a lot of stocks. In fact, they told us if we break another stock, we can't do it. But yeah, I don't know why I thought of that.
So
first of all, they're going, what, Jeff, you're in the Marine Corps? Are you kidding me? I guess that's a whole other thing, right? We can talk about that for a while.
That is very surprising, and I'm sure there'll be some follow-up comment.
Oh, I'm sure there will, yeah.
So what is a skill or a hobby that you wish you had?
Be able to sing. I think what was the one thing?
Singing, okay.
Singing. I was a non-singing drummer in my bands I were in, and to be able to just do that and be in that game would really be fun,
So for our final question, finish this sentence. In a perfect world.
In a perfect world, we would all just get along. In a perfect world, we would all just have compassion for each other and just let everybody be who they naturally need to be.
Well, let's hope for that world.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
And We hope everyone out there joins us for the next installment of this series, Stories from the Stage. Take care, stay safe. Bye now.